Hello guys and welcome back to my channel Comment Centric. If this is your first time stopping by, please subscribe, like, comment your opinion in the comment section what you think about this video, and do share my videos as well. Thank you very much. Today we'll be looking at the topic of slavery, and we'll be looking at a post on X that was reposted on Twitter that was reposted by Elon Musk. So this is how this conversation actually started. So actually this person called Uzi posted that slavery is white history, how we survived it is black history, right? And then Matt Walsh replied and said, slavery is world history. White people did not invent it, and we're not the first to practice it, but we're the first to abolish it. The last place in the world to still have legal slavery was Africa. It wasn't fully legally abolished on the continent until 1981. And then Elon Musk says slavery is still practiced in some parts of the world. So let's see some comment and some reaction to this post and see what people have to say about it. This one said, isn't the abduction and rape and torture of young girls in UK slavery? At one time, the UK was abolitionist and we're against human trafficking. So this person is kind of laying emphasis on the abduction and rape and torture in UK as slavery, and saying, is that not also, can that be seen as slavery as well? And this other person says, January is Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month in the United States. We are going to be talking about the issue all month and beyond, and hope many others will join us. Okay. This one says, right. And just because it offends or hurts the feelings of some people, states like Florida shouldn't be looking to delete it from the history lessons. It should be acknowledged and used as a tool to bring people together and learn from it. So this is saying that because that whatever was said above there is right, and just because it offends people or hurts people's feeling, and Florida shouldn't take it out of their history lessons. That this should still be taught in the schools and stuff, that it should be used as a tool to bring people together so that people can learn from the slavery topics and all of that. So this one says, modern slaves are not in chains, they are in debt. And this one say, a brutal barbaric practice. That's referring to slavery as a brutal and a barbaric practice. And then they say, sadly, this is so true. And they say, sure, but more numbers of slaves were owned by the white and or non-white. Wait, I read this again. Sure, but more number of slaves were owned by white or non-white. I think that's a question. You get the answer from that question, then you would understand why white are still to be blamed, and still colonies owned by white countries or non-white countries. So this person is saying that whites has colonized a lot of countries than other race, like maybe the African nation, and then that the white people should still be blamed for the issue of slavery, and white people should be held responsible for the issue of slavery because they are the one that actually did a lot of colonizing in the past years and all of that. So he still his stance that he still blames the white people in the aspect of slavery. So this one says, you mean like right here in US, where we pay 56% tax on average, have a judiciary that is unchecked, and an election system that selects and not elects leaders? Like what kind of slavery or different? Asking for educational purpose, are we not treated as serf and slave? This person is saying that America paying high percentage of tax, like as high as 56% tax on average, and having an election system that selects and not elect leaders, is that not another kind of slavery? And shouldn't that be considered or put into consideration as a kind of slavery? So this person made a quote. This is a quote by Thomas Sowell. It says, blacks were not enslaved because they were black, but because they were available. Slavery has existed in the world for thousands of years. White enslaved other whites in the Europe for centuries before the first black was brought to the Western Hemisphere. Asians enslaved Europeans. Asians enslave other Asians. African enslave other Africans. And indeed, even today in North Africa, blacks continue to enslave blacks. So this person is saying that blacks didn't were not like slaves because they were black and stuff. That even whites also enslaved their fellow whites. European countries also enslaved some European countries, right? And okay, sorry, I need to go back. Okay. And even Asians also enslaved Asians. And he went further by saying North Africa blacks continue to enslave blacks as well, which is really quite is quite funny and surprising actually. So this one says this is an excuse to not pay the descendant of slavery here in the US reparations. This one says sex slavery in Islam under Taliban. Old Afghan man buys a young girl to marry who's scared and can't stop crying. Okay. This one says it's mostly women and girls though, and he's not that worried about them. Okay, this person says, yeah, that narrative needs to stop. It was a group of people that of people known as the Quakers bracket Christians who stopped slavery, followed by British Empire sending fleet to stop slavery. Africa did not try and stop slavery, but white rich Christian chocolate makers did. So this person has a whole different opinion, saying that um African didn't never try to stop slavery. That's what this person is saying. That slavery was stopped by the Quakers, which were a Christian group. They stopped slavery, followed by the British Empire sending fleets to stop slavery. That's what he's saying. And he went further to say that some white rich Christian chocolate makers also stopped slavery. So this one says slavery was over 50 years ago. It was black people who were enslaving each other and selling them off. No white person alive today is responsible for it. You just want to be racist towards white people. Okay, now this is another twist to it. So this person is saying that black people sold their people to the white people. They sold their people to the white people, meaning the black people enslaved their own people by selling them to the white people as slaves. And blaming the white people for being involved, the most people to do this slavery to do slavery is kind of racist towards them. That's what this was according to this Adam Lewis. So this is blaming her for your slavery is like blaming her for your pals harbor. So this says, I am Jewish and my ancestors were slaves for hundreds of years and have suffered discrimination ever since. We just don't like to whine about it. Past is the past. Move on and make things happen. It's all about mindset. Then this one says, happening here in America, taxation. So this person is saying taxation is slavery also. So what do you guys think? Do you think like taxation is slavery or should taxation be abolished? What do you guys think? And do you think the money made from taxation is put into the right work as well? So this one says exactly every sensible person should know this. So this person said Uzi probably, that's the guy that made the comment at first. He says Uzi probably hasn't read a single book in his entire life. This says, I want to be a part of the generation that ends human trafficking. This say, yeah, hopefully not for long. So people now also are seeing human trafficking as another modern way of slavery. I think human trafficking has been going on for a long time. So this one says, like in US, debt slavery is a thing, mind control by the government. So people are seeing the debt slavery as a thing, and they are seeing it as a slavery, debt as a slavery also in the United States. So this one says, we take a few more before we end it. This one says, yes, as a result of the abolishment of slavery, you have aftermath. The U.S. should take just as much pride in being post-slavery reformist as they are about to being abolitionist. After all, You can also be the first country that made good choice after your slave era to ensure. We take the last one. If you pay tax, then yes, we all are indentured servants technically. I don't know, IMO. I am paying into something against my will. Technically, I'm a slave to a machine. Prove me wrong. So this person says, paying tax against his own will, like he's a slave, and people should prove him that he's a slave. He's been a slave for paying tax. So this one say, yeah, it's still going on here in the United States. And let's take the last one before we call it a day. This one says, how amazing how social justice crowd never talk about slavery happening now that can actually be stopped. It's almost as if they don't really care about the actual social justice. Yeah. So this person's like, this recent social justice crowd don't even talk about the recent slavery happening, and all of those are like they don't care about it. So finally, we take this one. It is practiced in the United States. If you want to have a roof, clothes, and food, then I must work. If I work, I must pay tax, which are then used to fund welfare programs for people who do nothing. When the fruits of my labor are given to those who labor not, is slavery. So this person is like, he works hard, he does everything, then his tax, he has to pay tax to after he works hard, and then they take his tax money to give to people who do nothing, and he's suffering for nothing, and his fruit of his labor is given to people that do nothing. That is called also slavery. So guys, thank you for stopping by. If you like this, please share your opinion in the comment section. I really appreciate it. I want to know what you guys think about this topic, slavery and all, where it started, where it ended, and all of that. So share your opinion in the comment section. Love you guys, and hope to see you guys again. If you're new here, please subscribe, comment, like, share as well. Thank you.